So I just got out of an 8 a.m. showing of the Odyssey in IMAX in Miami, and this is my honest, genuine review of the movie and everything I saw so far. And my biggest thing was I'm just super hyped for Dune 3. Freaking the fuck out. I'm gonna have to fucking find a way. Like, I know all the tickets are sold, but that 3-minute preview, it was the best part of the Odyssey. Sorry, but it's true. I love you, Christopher Nolan. This movie was epic and amazing, but I never was a fan of the poem, and I think it's just, like, the movie's great, like the poem, but the poem was just, it was boring to me, and the movie was epic, but I don't want to call it boring because it was interesting. It was very interesting. It was pretty fucking awesome, but, like, honestly, I wish they used the old language. I wish there were more Greeks. It felt like, as someone who, like, obsesses and is slightly autistic on, like, historical accuracy and details, I personally felt, like, offended and insulted. Like, it kind of pissed me off that they didn't use more real fucking Greek people. Like, and I'm gonna have to do some research about slavery back then. I do not know how, like, that actually went, so I have no comment on Helen of Troy being portrayed by a black actress because I don't know enough historical. I would assume she would have been Greek, which is normally traditionally Caucasian, but I do know that they were fucking pretty close to, like, the Arab nation, so who the fuck knows? Maybe traders made their way over there and she was some fucking, like, goddess just because no one had ever seen anything like her, and so they're like, oh my god, she's fucking gorgeous, and she's like, we've never seen any, like, a black woman. So, like, that alone, like, I could see that, you know. But it was definitely, like, it was definitely weird. It definitely felt fucking weird. Like, you're watching this movie, like, it took you out of the element of the movie, and that's what I don't like. I don't like when movies do things that bring you out of the movie. And that is my only note for the casting. The actress was amazing, and she is gorgeous. Like, wow, I get why they picked her. I just personally do not know if that is historically accurate. I was already not a fan of not enough fucking Greeks. And, like, the blind guy, I feel like, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but, like, again, and I was raised in Mexico. There's nothing wrong with being Mexican, but he gave off Mexican vibes, and I don't feel like that should have been an old Greek man, right? Like, maybe I'm wrong. Again, I do not know, but, like, from my naive historical knowledge, it was a little, maybe I need to learn better, but it did definitely take me out of the movie, which I was not a fan of. But the Dune 3 preview looked fucking amazing. I have got to find a way to see that in IMAX. It looks incredible. Seeing the Odyssey in IMAX was amazing. It was amazing. It was fucking epic. I'm not gonna lie. It definitely made me realize that fucking Tom Holland is great. He is a great Spider-Man, but I do think Timothy Chalamet would have brought more to the part. I think he can play the more moody, darker parts better, and I think Timothy would have been a better casting choice. I love Holland too, so this is, like, breaks my heart to say, because, like, I think he's probably, like, I don't know either of them, but just based off of the energy they put off, who they hang around with, what they do, like, Holland, like, they both honestly seem pretty fucking cool. But I think Timothy they should have picked the more brooding, like, moody, and I feel like Timothy could have played that better. I'm gonna have to find a way to see Dune in IMAX. The preview was just absolutely insane. It literally was 100% Saving Private Ryan, futuristic space war version of Saving Private Ryan. It was, in my opinion, the 3-minute part was the best part of the entire IMAX movie. Like, Odyssey was great, but it was just, like, I was never able to connect emotionally to the main characters, which did not have me, like, emotionally invested in them returning. As in, I don't know, I'm gonna have to rewatch Gladiator, because the first Gladiator, I was so invested, and I do not know what they did different, how they were able to capture that in Gladiator versus the Odyssey, but I never really got any, like, attachment or emotional commitment of any sort to any of the real characters in the Odyssey. There was no one I ever really was, like, rooting for. I guess Penelope was pretty fucking, like, the most sympathetic to me personally, who I could relate with, but there was not the emotional connection that drew me into the story. I mean, the guy sitting next to me literally got up and left with 45 minutes of the movie left to go, and I'm assuming hopefully he's read the fucking poem, but to be honest, there's nothing keeping you in place. Like, it's entertaining. It is very entertaining. But will I watch it again? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. This is the type of movie, I don't know if I would have been able to make it all the way through sitting at home without having to, like, get up and easily be distracted and be like, no, it's okay, you don't need to pause it, I'll be back, just tell me what I miss. Like, it's that kind of movie. Like, it was epic. Definitely epic. And if you can see an IMAX or big screens, it's definitely worth watching there. I regret not watching Avatar an IMAX, the Fire and Ash one. But honestly, I do not think this was Christopher Nolan's best film. It was amazing. It was definitely epic as fuck, but I do think Oppenheimer was better. This was great. Don't get me wrong, it was fucking great. But the 3-minute Dune preview at the beginning was the best part. It was amazing. I'm so fucking excited. I'm more excited for Dune 3 now. And I didn't even think that was possible, but I am. So that's my review of the Odyssey after seeing one of the first showings, 8 a.m. in IMAX in Miami. I literally made the trip down from Orlando, rented a hotel room last night just for this movie. It was worth it. Was it worth it? Yes. I would do it again, to be honest. It was fucking great. But I'm not going to go rewatch it in theaters when I go back to Orlando, if that gives you an idea. It's definitely worth watching. It is epic and entertaining as fuck. It is great to see the fucking costumes. It's interesting to me that they would go with such accuracies, like shooting on location, but then not cast more Greek actors. It was just really fucking weird. So that's my thought. If you're able to make it through my whole 6-minute rant, while I enjoy self-driving, because Tesla's fucking awesome in that way. So yeah, I mean, obviously make your own choices, but I do think it's worth watching. It was great. If you have a subscription, definitely go check it out. It was an amazing epic, but honestly, I think Oppenheimer was still better. Gladiator was, like, amazing, and I know people are gonna hate me on this, but in terms of, like, a returning home story, I'm still gonna go with Homeward Bound over the Odyssey. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, it's just one of them I felt more connected and more attached to one of them. I did cry during the Odyssey, during the dog part. I did. They got me. But I'm just gonna say Homeward Bound, the Odyssey movie by Nolan. And then, we can go with Memento. Memento and Black Knight, they're better, so I'll give you that. But this was definitely not one of his better movies. It was one of his most epic movies, for sure. But Dune 3 is definitely, I think, where it's all going to be. I'm going to have to fucking find a way to get myself into IMAX. I don't know. I'm going to find a fucking way. Because it looks fucking amazing. So I cannot wait for Dune 3. That's my review. Yay.